Hello everyone, I'm Abekundeola Adeboye, a first-class civil engineering graduate from the University of Ilorin, class of 2023. Now, it's just 1 week left before your exams. I know the pressure is on, but don't worry, Ilorin go while you, no panic. I've been there too, and I'm here to help you make the most of this crucial time. In this video, I'll share some practical tips and strategies to boost your confidence and improve your chances of success. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to reflect. I understand the fact that the preparation is just overwhelming. A lot of materials that you need to cover, a lot of things that you have not done, and you are even blaming yourself that you just started reading for the exam and you are hoping that, oh, let me just get through this rain semester. By next session I'm going to start reading as early as possible, even before the semester started. So this is not the time for you to panic and then to think, oh, these materials are just too much, a lot of things I need to cover within just 1 week before the exam. So the first thing is for you to calm down. The first thing is for you to reflect. Yes, you need to reflect. Okay, what do I need to do now? It has come. It has come and the exam is just within few weeks. What do I need to do? So you have to calm down and just sit down and reflect. Look at the courses you have, look at the topics you have to cover, then you create a study plan with that. So even if you have a timetable you're using before, you might not want to follow that for now. You might want to work based on what you need to do. So that is why, that's the essence of that reflection. You need to reflect and look at what are the courses that I need to focus more on, what are those topics that I have not been able to cover that I need to work on. So that's the need for the reflection. You need to reflect, you need to sit down, reflect and look at what you need to improve upon. The second thing you want to do is to get the course outline. At the start of every semester, once I've gotten the courses I'm to offer for that semester, I will write down the courses and write down the scheme of work, like the course outline. Let's say this is Math 111. What are the topics under Math 111? So this is the time you want to sit down and get the topics under each of those courses, because it's possible many a times that the lecturer didn't even cover all the courses. This is rain semester, and most of the times you are starting the lecture late and you are just able to cover few topics from the course, and when it's time for the exam you are still going to see questions that were not covered by the lecturer. Why? They set the question for the previous sets of which the topic was taught, but they didn't revise it for the fact that you were not taught the topic. So you want to write down each of those topics and start to tick them one by one. This is Math 111. Differential calculus. This is a topic under Math 111. Have I read it? Have I studied it? Am I confident that if there's any question on this, I'll be able to get it? This is Readiness 211, chapter 1. Have I covered it? Chapter 2, have I covered it? So this is something you want to do, because at times you see most students, they take courses and they don't even know the topics under each of those courses, and you're going to write the exam. No, that's not what you want to do. You want to get the topics under each of those. Number 3 thing you want to do is to manage your time effectively. Time management is needed. You have just 1 week before your exam. This is not the time for you to start planning to cook fried rice, jollof with chicken and to invite your friend. No, this is something you can do at a later time. You will need to sacrifice so many things now. You might not even want to go for any party, you might not want to go for any social activity, and you might not want to do so many things just for you to be able to focus on your exam. So this is the time you want to prioritize what you are doing. This is the final week of the exam and you just want to focus on studying alone and preparing for your exam. So you need to be able to manage your time effectively, and managing your time, it means you are aware of the time. What are you using your time for? You have reflected, you have the scheme of work for each of the courses. You might want to assign time that, okay, I've not been able to cover this particular topic, I will cover it within this time frame. I'll cover it within this time frame. So you need to allot time on how you are able to cover up for those topics that you have not been able to read. Very important. Time management. Time management, very, very important. To be able to manage your time when it's close to the exam. It's not the time for frivolities. Maybe you have even been serious since the start of the semester. This is a time to get serious. Number 4 thing you want to do is to study and practice past questions. I don't know why students are fond of sending or releasing past questions that they have with them when it's just close to the exam. We have been in class together since the start of the semester, and you have past questions with you, you are not sending it. Then when it's just 3 days before the exam, that is when you start seeing past questions on the group chat. Where have this been since? So, and that is why it's very important the kind of people you keep on campus. There should be people that can share resources with you. So this is the time you want to get all the available past questions on each of these topics. Most times you might not even need to focus on reading the notes, reading the material, and all you need to do is just focus on the practice question. You might also want to ask the previous sets. How was this course like? What were you asked? Should I focus more on the notes or focus more on the past question? So don't just assume. If you are taking a calculation course, don't assume that you already know how to solve it. Solve it before you go to the exam, so that should in case you solve it and there's any mistake, you'll be able to correct the mistake before you get to the exam. Something happened to me that I didn't solve. I got to the exam and I was just solving another thing entirely because I didn't practice the calculation how to practice. Number 5 thing you want to do is to leverage on study communities. Now you need to understand the fact that there are some things that you will find difficult to learn on your own. That's just the reality. There are some things that you just find difficult to learn on your own. I don't disturb myself trying to learn things that I know that it might take me a lot of time, and if I'm able to get someone that can explain it to me just within a few minutes, I've gotten it. So all I need to do is just to look out for someone that can help me on that particular thing. Just tell me, how will I do this calculation? How am I going to get this calculation? So that is what you want to do. You want to join a study community so that you can study together, and most times they even share insights with you. You can ask questions, you can also discuss, and from that you'll be able to gain a lot. It's one of the things that helped me, that during exam period you see me with my friends and we try to discuss together. We set questions. Okay, this is a question, let's solve it together, and based when we see the question, we discuss about it. Then this is the time you want to be active online, because so many times information will be dropped on the WhatsApp platform and you don't know because you are offline. You say, okay, you are reading, and the information that will even help your study that you can leverage on that has been sent online, but because you are busy reading, you are not online, you are unable to access it. So be online, stay active. And lastly, what you want to do is you want to stay positive, because when you approach your study, you approach examination, is a time for you to be positive, that no matter what the outcome is, you have to remain positive. So I will end on this note. You as a student, one thing you don't want to do is study when it's just close to test or exam. It's one thing I used to advise my students against. Don't do it. That doesn't make you students. It doesn't make you a reasonable student. It doesn't make you a serious student. That the only time I find you studying is when it's close to test or when it's close to the exam. No, you just try to reason that the people that introduce the concept, they had to spend a lot of years before they can understand those concepts that you are learning, and you just want to learn it a night before the exam. You just want to learn it a week before the exam. It cannot work that way. Then the second thing you want to avoid is just studying because you want to pass exam. No, don't just study because you want to pass exam. Study because you want to have knowledge. Study because you want to know what you are in school to learn, not just for you to pass the exam. The exam will go. By the time you graduate, there is no exam, there is no test. Now you are now the life is throwing you questions. Life is throwing you questions, test and exam that has not been set by anyone, by any lecturer, but test and exam that has been set by life. And if all you do while you were in school is just to study because you want to get and pass questions and exams set by your lecturer, then you might find it difficult to pass the real life tests and examination. So this is another thing you want to avoid. Studying because you just want to pass the exam. No, studying because you want to get knowledge. Thank you for watching. I hope these strategies help you feel more prepared and confident as you head into your exams. Remember, it's not just about hard work or smart work. You have got this. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe for more tips and motivation. And always remember, your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Good luck.